Points. Today we're gonna jump right into it, man. We're gonna talk about is love enough?
Is it?
Is love enough? Let me say it again. Is love enough?
Is
man?
it enough?
Yeah.
Is it enough?
So, just starting out, guys, man. What is love to you?
You're gonna give the generic. Love is patient. Love is
kind.
kind.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Love is love, baby. I love love.
Yeah.
Okay.
I give that energy, man. Love is just it's this feeling of just giving your all to someone, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, just being selfless. Love is selfless to me.
That's true.
And
No, I agree.
Yeah.
yeah. Now I was gonna say too, some consider love unconditional. I mean it's a touchy subject. Some say it is.
I don't think
Some
love is
say it ain't.
unconditional, though. I don't.
But-
I'm with you on that. I don't think love is unconditional.
What do you think?
I just think, the things that are done to you, you're not gonna continue to be treated like trash, and then be just like, I still love you. Like at some point, you're gonna bounce. It's an emotion that once it's going well, is endless boundaries of things you won't do, like being selfless. But when you're challenged, it's always one part of it where if you go too far, then it might be enough. You might be out.
I think love is just a sacrifice of a person's pride for someone. You willing to sacrifice your pride and put aside some changes for yourself for the happiness of the next person. I think it's a two-way road. I don't think love is one thing that goes in one direction. I think it's a given.
Right. And I'm gonna drop so many cliches, y'all. This episode, I just want y'all to know. I'm gonna say love conquers all.
Okay.
And so when you talk about a divorce rate and all that stuff, that might have been a one-sided love.
Right.
That's also a reason why a lot of things might go a certain way. But I do feel like if two people love each other, I think it is enough. But since we talking about that though, is love enough to even get married?
I mean, go ahead. What you?
I always ponder that question, like, how do they compare the two? Like, was love enough to even consider getting married? That's where I look at it.
Yeah. I think love is enough to get married. But at the same time, you got people who are in love and people who just love someone. It's people out here that are not in love that are married. That doesn't mean they want to possibly go out and be with other people. They still want to be with that person, but it's a different type of love. I love you enough to be like, it's not necessarily always a physical or it could be more of a mental. You know what I'm saying? Like that person completely, because you got people out here that can't satisfy their lover because they might be handicapped. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all different conditions. They brain tumors. Like people, I saw something where this guy, his wife had been burned really badly, and they were like, "Well, how do you still be with her?" And he was like, "I married her soul." You know what I'm saying? Not her appearance. And that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many different things that can keep a person, loving the next.
That boy went deep right there. I ain't got enough of that. He went deep. He went deep.
What is the difference between love and lust? Yeah. What is the difference between love and lust?
Nah, this your time to shine, big dog. Go on your rant, baby.
Man, we all know what the difference is. We just choose not to identify it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we use lust and we use love as a way to lust. You know what I'm saying? I tell you I love you because I'm lusting over you. You know what I'm saying?
Some thin line
I love
marks.
that
You know what I'm
thing.
saying?
I love that thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we use it in both ways. We use it to our advantage.
But at the same time, we got to keep it real here on Points Podcast. I'm pretty sure it started with lust, though, right? You ain't be like, I love this person.
Oh, man.
No,
Let me give me
no,
some
no.
I
slow
lusted
love.
for this, male or female.
Right.
Eventually, I got to know that person.
I heard Tony, pretty brown eyes. I think that's it.
That ain't love.
Not no love.
I mean, that's subjective, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Trash.
attraction is a form of lust. Like, you see something you like, so you lust for it.
Right.
You don't say, I don't love that person I just met for the first time. That eventually might be my wife. You grow to love people that you don't know. I mean, it's different. You got a friendship, you already know that person.
Yeah.
That's different. You can say that it might transition like that. I can see that. Point,
Yeah,
you know what I
but
mean?
basically, your first appearance is based off of, some
Right.
type of
And I-
some type of lust. In a
I
unique
think
way.
more so with the lust, man, it can be real confusing, but I think you say your lust and you show your love. So if it's different from me telling her to say I love you. I mean, it could be in the act of you know, showing my lust for her, you know,
pumps.
like I adore her, appreciate them pumps, man.
Yeah.
But when I say, but my actions show that I'm in love with you, I love you, if you get what I'm saying right there.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, like lusting is more so like verbally, physically, you know, that attraction. And I do think you need that lust, you know, for a gain of love, you know.
Oh, really? So even in your marriage, like you think you still need to have lust for your mate.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so lust and
Oh
love
yes,
go
sir.
hand in
hand.
Oh yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
you
just
got
making
to.
sure because we
I
don't
love-
want to separate
Hey,
the
I'm
two.
gonna be honest with you.
Obviously, we need
I'm
both
be
of
honest
them
with you. You better show that lust probably a
Right.
little bit more than you showing that love.
Right.
'Cause you gonna
Because
be-
I mean that effort again, a good relationship again, going back to the logic and emotions. We have to really focus in on what it takes to nourish that
I heard the
person.
relationship.
Yeah, nourish that relationship, and you gonna have to
Do some things.
You gonna have to do some things.
Do some
You gonna have to,
things.
you gonna have to do some things, man.
Even when you just did some things.
right.
I mean, even if you just did some things 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. After the tough
and,
conversation.
And you like, damn, I
Yeah.
just did such and such.
Yeah.
Bruh, it's gonna happen.
After the tough
Well,
conversation.
let me ask you something. How do you learn how to love in a relationship?
Well, I think we all, you know, through experiences of our past, you know, we've shown us how to properly love someone and how to not properly love them. If that make any sense.
Yeah.
So it's just a trial and error kind of thing, really. But it depends on your person. I mean, everybody's different. There's no cookie cutter way. You just when you with your person, you got to communicate, get on the same page, and just vibe out and just like create that love between y'all two.
I myself, man, I choose to cast the people in my life because I feel like life is a movie, and if I want a love story, I need to have reference of love relationship. I use reference of people who give me feedback, and not only idolize people who are showing love. You know, I want to show love because, you know, we need more examples of those love so I can learn how to show love, man.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people think they know love, but if you don't open yourself up and learn from other people, like I learned love from you. I learned love from you. You know, that's how I learned love. You know, like from your feedback, like you being transparent to me about my relationship, so I know how like, hey man. So when I hit those blocks, you can give me the feedback that I need, so I can learn how to be a better lover. Because I don't assume, you know, that I know what I'm doing. I'm still learning every day. So yeah.
Yeah, well, so that's crazy that you said that you get those gems from us.
Yeah.
So when we talking about love, does love make communication with your mate easier or harder?
Both. Cause sometimes you love them so much you can't tell them the truth right away.
I
And they want- they
can't
say-
go with that.
Sometimes, like no, you have to.
I learned
I'm not
that.
saying you lie to them, but it's
Yeah.
a time and a place. You know, for everything. You
Yeah.
can't. You like the logic and emotion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like your emotion can keep you, make you say some stuff that you really didn't mean.
Right.
You know you love that person, but they just piss you off at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you love them enough to catch it, become logical, and be like, you know what, I was totally wrong for what I just said or did.
Right.
My tone was probably way off than it should have been, and let's redirect that and communicate in a better way. I can get off what I need to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm learning this day in world. It ain't never what you that's your tone. That's what
Boy,
I get in trouble with my tone.
I've been getting in trouble
Yeah,
all my
it
life for that. My
yeah.
mama used to say that.
So
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, with the communication thing, I mean, I think when you come from a place of love, it's easier. Because like you said, you care about that person.
Yeah.
So you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Right.
So even if it might be a hard or difficult conversation to have,
Right.
you still got to have it because you care about that person.
Yeah.
And you want to see them win. You want to see whatever the situation is, strive. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just heavy believer on like, if I love you and you love me like you say you do, I mean, you should be able to accept what I got to tell you. You know,
At any
Points.
given moment.
at every given moment.
Points.
You know, at any
Points,
given
points.
moment, like the tough conversation is what
What it's
love.
about.
And, like the stuff that you,
So let me say, you saying you don't ever ponder before you say what you gotta say.
man, I didn't learn the hard way, bro.
I'm about to say,
I'll
maybe that's
tell you,
why y'all married. I ain't.
Yeah, I mean, we come. I'm
I
13
just said
years.
you
I'm
gotta-
13
you
year
gotta-
chain gang, man. So
Gang, gang.
So okay, so
Yeah.
13-year chain gang,
Yeah.
13 chain gang. Are you saying that you ain't used patience?
Well, on the front, I would say this on the front end, I made a lot of critical errors when I thought I was just dating someone. when I still in the courting phase. But once I realized like we're not courting no more, there's no need for me to pacify who I am. You know, we're in it. You say you love me, I love you. So we should be able to have the tough conversation, like who's really in love, the person that made the mistake or the person that don't want to listen. You know, that's what it's saying. Oh, if you love me, you wouldn't have did that. Well, if you really love me, you would have listened to what I got to say. Because we go back to the sneaker link. You can easily have that tough conversation with the sneaker link.
I ain't having no tough conversation with no sneaker
Man,
link,
you
bro.
crazy. That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
It's kind of what it is.
You got
It's a
people
sneaker
being
link.
more honest with their sneaker link
That's true.
Well,
than with the person they love. That's what I'm
They
saying.
not
going left with it.
And then who do they end up with? Who do they end up with in the?
Not. It is what it is. It's on my court, and if you want to deal with, you gonna deal with. If you ain't, then we out. We on to the next.
Yeah. Let me reel y'all boy back in from the sneaker link. We talking about love anyway. What are you willing to sacrifice about yourself for love?
You wanna go first? 13 years.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, man. For love, I realized that my goal should be to make sure that we're laughing together and not nobody laughing at us. You know, and a lot of people,
Spons.
yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like to take the easy way out. To learn how to laugh together is a difficult thing, and a lot of times you can be in a situation where that wasn't funny to me, but you know, a lot of times you saying that wasn't funny to me because you've been giving that energy somewhere else. You feel me?
Like you got to be open to acknowledging it. Like not even you got to be looking at mirror. You know when they tell you doing this or doing that, and not just be ready to go back and forth, but to be like, well, damn, like I got to work on that because I love you enough to like. I trust you. You ain't just telling me because you ain't no sneaker link. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You my wife, so I trust what you saying, and I'm gonna go and take that and try to figure out how to identify it. And if that person, your wife or whoever your mate is speaking from a place of love, then when you say what you have to say, they got to be able to take it too. They can't just be one sided. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big pumps.
Yeah. This is what a lot of people don't need to talk about. The difference between love and just affection.
To transition to that love, like if you're doing these things, you caring for a person. Not to say that you know that it's gonna end that way.
Yeah.
But when you start relationships, you show affection amongst each other, and in the hopes that eventually that we grow to be in love with one another.
So the first time I took a chick to Waffle High after the club, look, she, I said I bought that was it
All-Star, baby.
All-Star special.
All-Star,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? That was me
Scramble
working
that
on
smother,
love,
baby.
moving into love.
Is that affection, though?
I spent bread. I was showing affection.
That's your love language.
That's where I
was showing affection. We was at the club. We bought some drinks. We ain't ready to end the night. I'm gonna go buy some I'm gonna buy you some eggs, some waffles. That's
what I was about to say. You know that's your love language. That's your
But
love
I don't
language.
think that's my love language. I was just, showing that affection to keep it going.
I think affection is speaking of just speaking your love out loud, and in physical form, or however you decide to show that affection, that's your love language, It's not love, but I'm showing you this type of affection for you can understand this is my love language. And if you satisfied with going to Waffle House and that was special to you, then like my love language is right for you. Like for real. It's some people, I like Waffle House.
But honestly, after the club, that was definitely the go-to.
Right.
After the club, the Waffle House.
Right,
The only thing open. You know what I'm saying?
everybody didn't get the Waffle House now. Your
Some
Waffle
people got
House is a sit down.
Right,
Now. Sit down. You're gonna make a public appearance.
Right.
So
Maybe that's how he's showing his affection, though.
Right.
Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense.
I got them. Do 2 waffles right there. Nah, that's
man.
Just wrap this shit up.
Right, man. But
We all at the Waffle House. Wrap this up, man. We at the Waffle House with it.
Hey, audience, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in
Yes,
to Points
yes.
Podcast.
however you show your love,
Point.
show love
Yeah,
to us.
show your love.
Love
Make
us.
sure
Love is
you
love.
follow.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Yeah, make
All
sure
that
you
good
follow,
stuff.
share,
Do whatever you
comment
need to do.
below, man.
Yeah.
Tell us where you had your first date at.
Yeah.
If you got a problem,
That ain't a date at the Waffle House now. That was
a
a
date.
let out. That was considered the let out. We still going.
Hey,
Whatever you choose.
This
Nah,
Point
we still let out.
Podcast.